All right, folks. We get tuned in here. All right, folks. Yep, so here we go. Mic is working. We are live. Camping World 400, Chicagoland Speedway. As requested, I was actually able to get it done tonight. We are here. NASCAR Heat 4, another edition of a full race live stream. And we are at Chicagoland Speedway for the Camping World 400. As I just stated, we are going to start at the rear of the field in this one. We're going to skip qualifying, skip practice here. We're really going to put that long race winning streak on the line that we have coming into this one. And one more thing before we get started here with this. Just hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel yesterday. So thanks for all of your guys' support. Both from the past, present, and now into the future as we look to grow this channel even more. Liking the pretty quick grow of it, and I'm loving the support from each and every one of you. I can't state exactly how much this means, but obviously we've got some work to get done, and it's going to start here in this one. It looks like we got two drivers going to the rear of the field, but let's just jump right in. So here we go in this one. Joey Logano on the pole for the start. Starting at the rear of the field, that is why we will be in the 38th position for this race. So here we go. We've got the steering wheel in hand. The green flag is in the air. We are underway at Chicagoland Speedway, a 400-miler here tonight. 80 laps in the opening stage of the race. Not sure exactly what to expect here in this one. Starting from the rear of the field, obviously anything can happen here. Going right up the middle, 3 wide already between Logano and Joey Gase. Slight contact for at least a moment. Got to be careful here. You want to get going on the start of the race, that is for sure, but got to be careful. Michael McDowell now trying to thread it up the middle himself here as we look to the inside of Almirola. Down the back stretch, he's tucked in behind Brendan Gaughan right now. Now we're quickly going to the inside of not only Brendan Gaughan, a little loose there, and Eric Almirola is going to pick us up, try to help us, and push us on past the 96 of Parker Kligerman. We're going to get on through, moving us up to 33rd now. As we again look to the inside of Matt Tifft, down to the inside of Bubba Wallace. Logano leading the opening laps of the race here at Chicagoland as well. And again, dove it in too deep that time into the corner. Oh man, Bubba Wallace got tight behind us also. He ends up going up the racetrack. We got to go back down the track now and work on Michael McDowell. So we work also to the inside of Matt DiBenedetto. Of course, we passed DiBenedetto with a couple laps left in the race for the win at Sonoma 2 days ago, as we just kind of bounced it off the wall there once again. Yeah, this insight's just not working out for us, at least right now. We're definitely going to have to move this car to the top, I believe. So while we're in 32nd, might as well try it now, I guess. To the top side of the racetrack we go. Good chance we'll be running there pretty much all night. Or at least as much as we possibly can. Just gotta trust the line. Probably take me a couple laps to really get it as steady as I possibly can to get comfortable up there after running the bottom at the very start of the race. But now we do have to go back to the inside once more to get underneath the 71 of Ryan Truex. We'll easily complete the pass. Again, we're starting from the rear of the field here tonight. We'll have to see how we'll try to work ourselves on up to the front. So we got a huge group here. Cars bunched right up in front of us. Very close to the wall there in the 1 and 2. Feel like I'm kind of driving it into the corners a little bit too late for the most part. We close in on Landon Castle now for the 29th position. On down to the bottom of the racetrack, we're going to get on by. We're getting close to that wall quite a bit. Luckily, we haven't hit it. Chicagoland, one of the unique racetracks on the circuit. Of course, with it being a mile and a half long, you could say it's like a cookie cutter mile and a half, your stereotypical medium average NASCAR track. Oh boy. Oh no, a little contact there with Paul Menard. I think he's got tight really fast there. We're kind of boxed in with nowhere to go now. 3 wide just in front of us between Busher, Austin Dillon, and Corey LaJoie now. Not sure how we're going to get through this. Menard goes all the way to the bottom. Still really nowhere for us to go. We're just going to have to follow everybody down there now. 3 wide ourselves through the tri-oval. That's one way to get around them. Using all the racetrack we can, and then back up to the top we go. Getting split on the inside. 3 wide again. And bouncing it off the wall. We're 4 wide now. Heavy contact between the 27th place and ourselves. Having a very tough time trying to keep this car controlled in the corner. We're just kind of scrambling in traffic right now, just trying to find a feel for things. Menard, LaJoie to the outside of us as we're going to squeeze down to the bottom. We're going to make a 3 wide pass, and just like that, that will move us up a position. And we're actually able to hold full throttle through 3 and 4 that time, so that might have helped us pull them a little bit. So up to the 24th spot. It wasn't easy to this point. We've lost a lot of ground from Joey Logano already, about a half a track behind him. We are not moving up through the field as quick as I would like. Of course, we're not the only ones to start at the rear of the field. Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell also started at the rear. They're both running in front of me currently. Although we're about to pass Michael McDowell, but Eric Almirola is still a couple spots ahead. Logano's led every lap in this race so far. From the pole position, might I add. Seemingly just going to have to follow Almirola up through the field for the moment. "80 laps in this opening stage of the race. Everybody will have to pit one time. The pit window is roughly 60 laps. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you can run roughly 60 laps on a full tank of fuel here. Now we got the 14 Clint Boyer right in front of us. Squeezing quickly down to the inside, down to the apron to get around both Boyer and Tyler Reddick through the tri-oval, now to the inside of Stenhouse as well. And we're going to carry it on into 19th. Highest position we have ran since the start of the race. Big run coming on the 10 of Almirola. We're up to 18th, but although we're moving through these cars what might look like pretty fast, that is just not the case right now compared to the race leader Joey Logano, who again, he's about a half track ahead at 16 and a half seconds ahead of us back in 18th right now. So we got a lot of work to cover here to catch up. You see how much these 400-mile races go, how much quicker they go by. compared to a 500-mile race. Time matters, and that's roughly about half hour, 45 minutes less of time we're going to have. Probably as good as I've stuck the outside line so far in the early going of the race. Definitely the most preferred line around the racetrack. Closer you are to the wall, the faster. And the reason being is because you can get more of a run down the straightaways or down the tri-oval here, for instance, coming off the top side, because there's more banking up there versus when you're on the very bottom of the racetrack. It's a lot harder to run, though, when you're that close to the wall. But if you could stick the line perfectly. See, look at how much we're closing in on Daniel Hemrick and Jimmy Johnson alone. Giving up a little bit in the corners, of course, because it is the longest way around. But then we'll get right by Jimmy as he can't pull up in front of us that time to the start-finish line. Already about 18 laps into the race. I think we're still losing ground to Logano right now. Yeah, roughly. Not as much ground, but we're still about 16.5 to 17 seconds off the lead. Next two drivers for position that we have to catch is Alex Bowman and Ryan Newman up ahead. In the 14th and 15th spot, about 1.5 seconds to a second ahead of us. So it took about 10-15 laps, but this car probably handling a little bit better, as well as the fact of getting used to the line now on the top side of the track. We're definitely driving it a lot better than what we did the opening laps of the race. Realizing that I don't have to get out of the gas quite as much, I can get the car to turn a little more easier. Bowman gives us the top that side. You can see Ryan Newman's been trying to get the outside line going the last couple laps. He's in the 6 car up ahead. A little loose that time off of turn 2. Stayed in the gas though, able to power past Alex Bowman. And now Newman drops down to the bottom right behind David Reagan, who's in 13th. Third nose to tail. Newman might be looking to make it past here. I think that's why he moved down to the bottom. There he goes again. Reagan forced through the middle. 3 wide now. The turn off the exit of the corner. Trying to keep it off the wall and off of David Reagan. We did a pretty good job. And we're going to make 2 passes in the span of 1 corner there. That's going to save us a lot of time as far as trying to catch Joey. Chase Elliott, less than a second ahead of us as well. And we have a little bit of a gap before we catch Kurt Busch. He's 2 seconds ahead of us, but he's caught in very heavy traffic right now. And I don't know if that's lap traffic or if that's some of the lead pack cars up there. I'm not entirely sure. I do know Joey Logano's in lap traffic right now, so it wouldn't be entirely impossible that there aren't some lap cars coming up soon. Elliott ran the top that time as we went down through more of like the middle line there. We got on by Chase Elliott. And so McMurray is the first driver. 1 lap down, we're going to catch Kurt Busch, still caught behind Matt Tifft and Parker Kligerman. And that'll give us another position on the racetrack. Nearing the top 10 now with William Byron just in front of us. And another 3 seconds ahead is our first Penske Racing teammate of Brad Keselowski. And a caution is out for the first time here today. Caution is out. So we're going to be borderline on fuel to the end of the stage from this point. I think that's why you see a lot of guys staying out of the pits. In fact, everybody on the lead lap is staying out. So I think we're going to take the pit strategy and just pit here anyway. Might as well. We'll repair that second of damage we've got on the car. Chris Buescher gets the free pass. We'll restart in 27th. They're getting rid of a little bit of the track position we had. But hopefully with 4 fresh Goodyears we can get it back. As the green flag is back in the air once again. First restart of the race today. So our first caution came out on lap number 24. Here in this one, squeezing down to the bottom, making a little contact with Paul Menard as we got really tight in the middle of the corner. Restarts can get crazy with this 2019 rules package. Might see another one here as we try to fight through these guys on 4 fresh Goodyears. We should be the fastest car on the track now. Just a matter of how long is it going to take for us to get around all these guys. Outside is kind of open for right now at least, and that's going to clear it up for us a ton. Big run coming off of turn 2. Bowman won't slide up in front of us. Neither will Chase Elliott. Right up near the wall, Newman goes there now as we quickly jump to the middle. Now going to try to squeeze it between Kurt Busch and William Byron. Barely able to make that work. Now all the way down to the bottom. On the apron through the tri-oval. And sliding almost into the 20 car, keeping it clean. Contact now with the 2 as he tried to make it 4 wide. About went around there. We stay green, we stay steady. Now trying to close in on the guys running 3 wide just in front of us again. All the way to the apron, making it 4 wide. But a lot more room on the apron of the racetrack, pulling up, back in line, and up to second in front of Denny Hamlin, with only another one of our Penske teammates, Joey Logano, in front of us, the race leader. Logano dives to the bottom. He'll give us the top side of the racetrack. Can he hold us clear off of turn 4? No, he will not. He will not pull up in time as we lead our first lap of the race at the line on lap 32. 32 laps to go from the rear of the field to the front, but again, I don't think we have the short run speed in the car today, but having 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field by about 15 laps or so definitely helped that time. But I'm not entirely sure if we can make it on fuel to the end of the stage. See at the line this time how much fuel we have in the car compared to how many laps left. So estimated fuel, oh wow, we're plenty good actually. I didn't realize we had that much saved. So we're about a little less than 9 laps to the good, probably close to 8 3/4 of a lap to the good on fuel. I don't think we're going to waste that much gas over the course of this run, so now it pretty much goes down to tire wear, which I think we should be fine on tires to the end of the stage. Chicagoland doesn't really have a lot of tire wear on the racetrack, not as old of a surface as a track like Atlanta or Las Vegas or an Auto Club Speedway. So I think we can actually make it to the end. That actually makes it more surprising that nobody else pit under the caution. You can see it looks like Cody Ware is the one driver out of the race right now. It could be wrong on that. We'll have to look either at the stage break or if we get a caution, whatever comes next. So we're probably going to build out a pretty big lead for now. Slight brush on the wall that time, very, very light. Light enough I was still able to stay in the gas and never really affected the car's handling in the middle of the corner too much, at least. Thankfully. You just see how much faster Logano is even compared to everybody else. Because even Joey's about 2 seconds ahead of the next closest car to him of Kevin Harvick in third. He's about 4.5 to 5 seconds off the lead. Harvick's about 6.5 to 7 seconds back. So about a 2-second difference on the racetrack. And although Almirola and McDowell started at the rear, I kind of didn't think McDowell was going to have a car that could compete in this one. Granted, he did finish second on the last mile-and-a-half racetrack in the Coca-Cola 600. So I guess you can't really doubt him too much, but have to catch lap cars here pretty soon. Ooh. I'm just not hitting the entry of the corner right when I'm running to the bottom. Definitely a lot more consistent on the top side of the track, so I'll probably just end up going back up there. Main reason I even went back to the bottom was mainly because I wanted to see if I could run full throttle around this racetrack, which I can at times. I really got to dive off into the corner about as perfect as I can, and even then it is really tough. Having to work that steering wheel quite a bit. Definitely using a lot more tire wear that way compared to running the top, especially if I end up getting out of the gas and moving that wheel any more than what I have to, left to right, all the way through the corner. Almost driving it like a dirt car. So there were 28 drivers on the lead lap when we went green. There's already less than that on the lead lap right now. Corey LaJoie is going to go lap down in 26th, so is Menard in 25th. Kind of a similar situation to what we saw in the Michigan race 2 races ago, back on Saturday night. We're putting a lot of guys a lap down, only that was because of pit strategy. This, I guess, kind of is pit strategy, but it's a little different. The caution came out in the middle of the stage, in the middle of green flag pit stops. Kind of caused the running order to be shifted quite a bit. So I wonder if that might end up happening here, perhaps. We have already pit. We can make it to the end. We pit under that yellow, and we're the only driver running this strategy right now, so we're not really having to race anybody else on the same strategy as us. There's McDowell in 20th, slowly working his way through the field. He's gotten about halfway through, but now he goes a lap down. All these guys we're lapping right now, of course, have to pit yet still, so it's even worse for them, really. Ooh, little brush off the wall in turns 3 and 4. I didn't know if Kligerman was going to go to the top or bottom, and he went like he was going to go to the top, then decided to go in the middle and give us the top. It did not work out for me, that is for sure. Oh, we got a car blowing up on the outside. It's Brendan Gaughan. He made a little contact with the night car of Chase Elliott, who's running in 14th. We had actually brushed the wall trying to get around him too, giving ourselves a little bit of damage in the process as well. And now Elliott will go a lap down. And we have a car hitting pit road now. Joey Logano is going to hit pit road, but I believe that is a scheduled stop. And Gaughan's now sitting on the inside. Still no caution. I'm very surprised they have not thrown the yellow yet. Now it's Joey Logano's pit stop on schedule. I would assume it is. I think he's just the first driver to hit pit road. And yeah, now there are more cars hitting pit road currently. Brendan Gaughan finally was able to coast his way there. That could have been a tire going down with them being towards the end of their fuel run though. So we'll have to keep an eye on if Brendan Gaughan is going to get back on the track or not, or if that was an actual engine issue and he will have to retire from the race. 28 to go in stage 1 already. .27 laps left yet, stage number 1. Actually got to hold full throttle through 1 and 2 that time. Still got over half our tire wear left. We're looking good as far as trying to make it to the end of the stage, that is for sure. The only driver currently 1 lap down is Joey Logano. I still don't know. I could see why some guys might have stayed out trying a little bit different strategy. I'm surprised nobody else tried to pit, especially knowing that I'm probably going to make it on, well, I'm definitely going to make it on fuel. It's just a matter of will the tires last the final 25 laps of the stage for whether or not we're going to have to pit, but we're going to run it as far as we can here. Of course, Joey Logano is going to be faster than us right now, who's currently in second. We're in the midst of lap traffic, of course, as well, and that was even before drivers started hitting pit road. But not everybody has actually cycled on through yet. But we know Logano was the first guy to hit pit road, so he was able to easily hold on to second. Ran full throttle through 3 and 4. Look at Harvick on those fresh tires, and as well Kyle Busch on 4 fresh Goodyears also. Both of them are going to get one of their laps back right there. Now, of course, if a caution comes out as well, and we actually stay out of the pits, they cannot take the wave around. But who's to say they're not going to end up catching me anyway? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy call is going to be here. They all pit. We're definitely going to have to pit, but just don't know for sure here. Just have to wait and see, I guess. Oh, man, another brush off the wall, and that easily is going to allow Denny Hamlin to catch and pass us. We got Clint Boyer coming up from behind as well. He's in 29th, and he's even faster on 4 fresh Goodyears. Look at him just get around us right there. So one of the unique things about Chicagoland is like you're turning almost all the way around the track. Of course, you got the tri-oval like most other mile-and-a-half tracks, but this track is unique in the sense that the backstretch has the slight curve to it as well. Not as much as the front stretch does, but it is shaped more round than any other track on the circuit. This one's almost a complete circle. It's almost like a circle with like some sort of a dent in it on the front stretch. It makes it a little more uneven. I guess would probably be the best way to describe it. It's not quite like Darlington where it's like egg-shaped. So we do have to turn the wheel, of course, down the backstretch just a little bit. So constantly turning all the way around the track. You're never completely running in a straight line here. Yeah, we're going to go down to the apron here. Jamie McMurray's running a lot slower, so is Cody Ware. Down to the apron we went to get around those guys real quick, and then back to the top of the track before we get into turn 1. Well, Boyer got around him pretty quick as well, but we kind of trapped him because we were able to get by Boyer as well. But being able to go down to the apron like we did. We've used the apron about 5 times already in this race. So Brendan Gaughan was not able to get back onto the racetrack, and we have seen Cody Ware on the track as well. So Ryan Truex, little contact there with Bubba Wallace. Tried to give him a little bit of a bump draft there. So we might be able to short pit before the end of the stage and still come out as the leader. That's going to be tough. The more laps we run, I don't know if that right front tire is going to make it to the end of the stage. And I guess that could be another reason why all the lead lap cars hit pit road under the caution. Or did not hit pit road under the caution, is because they really didn't think that they could make it to the end. On fuel, yes, but these tires are wearing out a lot more than what I thought they were going to. And every little scrape and every little hit off the wall is not helping those right side tires whatsoever. Although we haven't really made many mistakes, we probably only hit the wall maybe 3 times total. And 2 of which were only enough to actually notice I hit the wall. And that puts a dent in the strategy plan as well. Caution is out for the 2nd time in stage number 1. So this will bunch the field back up again. You do have guys that have about 25 lap fresher tires, probably closer to 25 lap fresher tires than me. If we stay out, we're going to keep drivers from taking the wave around, but Joey Logano will get the free pass no matter what. He'll be coming from the rear of the field, but he has a good chance of being faster than us here by the start of this next stage. So just have to see how that's going to exactly work. So we're going to stay out. Logano back on the lead lap, restarting at the rear of the field. 3 drivers out of the race already in the first less than 70 laps into this one. The green flag is back in the air once again. 12 laps to go in stage 1. Restarting in front of the field again. Harvick, Busch, Hamlin, all right behind us, looking for their laps back. Larson in the mix as well. All looking to get a lap back under green here before the end of the stage. They have fresher tires. They should be able to do it. And we're going to be battling with these guys, but Logano's going to be coming. He's got a very, very fast car, and having 20 to 25 lap fresher tires, we'll see how he can run us down. I'm a little nervous after that caution came out. Really want that playoff point for winning the stage. That could go a long way, of course. Having to give out of the gas just that much more in the corners compared to these guys on fresh tires. We do not have the grip and the handling that these guys do. We're just kind of sliding around, having to hang on for the final 10 laps. Now, again, we could have pit there, but we would have given everybody that was 1 lap down the free pass to get back on the lead lap, and Truex just pulled up in front of us and cleared us there. We're going down to the bottom, driving it in deep, trying to get it to hold. All the way to the apron we go. 9 to go in stage 1. Moving by these guys now. Go to the bottom again here, 3 wide into turn 3 on Suarez and Larson. Can we clear them off of turn number 4? No, and now another caution in stage number 1, and again that's going to hurt us so much. Harvick got his lap back. The free pass is going to go to Kyle Busch. He will be back on the lead lap, and Logano and Harvick will restart right around us now. Man. Almost got to the end of the stage 2. Here we go. This is going to be a battle for the stage win now. We went from not having to fight for it at all to we're going to have to fight really hard. The green flag is back in the air. Not many laps left in stage number 1. Only 5 laps to go to see who's going to win it, as we're on older tires than Harvick and Logano. We're lining up right behind us on the restart. Having to hold them both off. Logano, arguably the fastest driver in the field, went on fresh tires. Of course, to the top side we go, and a brush off the wall. Enough to cost us a chance here. Harvick looking to the inside. 4 laps to go in the stage. Harvick takes the lead by inches at the line. A mistake in 3 and 4 on our behalf gave him a huge run, and he will clear us up off of turn number 2. Seemingly not quite. We're still there. Big run up the top. Side draft now down the backstretch. Very close to the wall again. Trying to use all the racetrack up near the top. Now shifting our momentum down to the apron. 3 to go. To the inside of Harvick now. Side drafting in there. Dive bomb going into turns 1 and 2. The battle for the stage win is on between the 12 and the 4. Suarez trying to get one of his 2 laps back in the mix as well. He's in 7th. Trying to get a lap back before the end of the stage. Trying to keep the top rolling here. Able to stay clear of the 41 and the 4 behind us. Logano still less than a second off the lead. 2 to go. Our right front tire will make it. 16% tire wear to the end of the stage. The two cautions have kind of helped us kind of coast it in a sense. And Larson keeps getting under us in the corners, but again, we've got the straightaway speed while running the top. And he's not quite close enough to us to try and get a side draft. And now here he comes. Big run coming. He got to the inside that time as we tried to side draft him back. We're not racing Suarez, but we are racing Harvick. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1. Harvick looking to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead now through 1 and 2. Harvick looking for it. Blaney on the top, Harvick on the bottom. Harvick going to try to dive bomb us again through 3 and 4. Will he get there? He's going to give it a run. But he is not going to get there seemingly, but he came close to the back bumper. Ryan Blaney wins stage 1 and not by a lot on Kevin Harvick. We had to fight for that one. That was a pretty good battle at the end there. I wasn't expecting that for the longest time. And Denny Hamlin will get the free pass at the stage break. So we got a chance to throw 4 fresh Goodyears back on the car again. We'll be on equal tires with everybody else here. But, again, for about the first 15 to 20 laps of a run, we are not the fastest car in the field. Barely able to hold on there. That was definitely a close call. So we actually lost 3 spots on pit road to Harvick, Logano, and Kyle Busch. Somebody took the wave around there back in 6th. Ricky Stenhouse took the wave around, so he is now only 1 lap down instead of 2. And the green flag is going to be back in the air. So, again, Harvick leads the field to the green now. Oh, a little contact with Keselowski. Did not think he was going to squeeze up the middle there. We had to get out of the gas. Good news is we're on the outside. Bad news is, again, we're not going to have the fastest car for the first 15, 20 laps of a run, and we're probably going to go backwards, at least for right now. And we're 4 wide off the exit of turn 4. Very tight. Somehow never made contact. My bad. We might have been 3 wide there. That's probably why. Still got tight off the exit of the corner, though. That is for sure. Oh. Hemrick about got into the 38 of Reagan behind us. And that'll stack the field up in the back. And look at how many spots we lost on the track. We're still in 4th because there are not many drivers on the lead lap. And as far as the cars that we have to pass with the track position, we have well more than 10 cars to have to make up here before we get back to the race leader, Kevin Harvick, who is out in front of the field. So we had 3 cautions in the opening stage of the race. And we'll have to see what this stage is going to bring us. David Reagan giving us a huge push here down the backstretch. Gonna try to block him off to the inside of the racetrack. And here comes Denny Hamlin. This pass is going to be for position now. The 11 on the top, the 12 on the bottom. Hamlin clears us. Power move on the outside that time. Drove it in a little too deep there. Had to get out of the gas just a tad more to keep it off the wall. Now David Reagan, another car, has just passed us on the racetrack. In 5th, but slowly but surely moving backwards here in this one. Shell Dynasty, how's it going? Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Hooked to the wall going into turn 3, couldn't get off of it. Yeah, we're definitely moving backwards in this one. Thanks for believing me here in this one. Definitely got a long ways to go. We were barely able to hold on to win stage 1. It's just we have a long run car, and for the first 10, 15, probably even 20 laps of a run, we're just going to be going straight backwards. It's just a matter of how far back are we going to fall on each run before we have to try to play catch up from that time. We're still falling back right now. We've made a few mistakes here from the start of the stage that I don't think we'd be this far back if we didn't make those mistakes, but we'll learn from them and move on forward here. That is for sure. It's the price you pay when trying to run the top side of the racetrack, though. Way riskier to obviously hit the wall, not a lot of room for error. We are not doing our best job driving the car early in the race. If it wasn't for the pit strategy there, we probably wouldn't have won stage 1. Kind of a run on the 88 of Bowman. We're starting to catch up to these guys now, but I'm sure Kevin Harvick might still be faster than us. I don't think we're going to clear Bowman off of turn 4 this time. Nope, not quite. We'll easily get him by the start-finish line. Getting the draft off the back of David Reagan. Now moving to the outside of him into turns 1 and 2. Another brush off the wall and another mistake. Having to jump to the inside now of David Reagan. Luckily, we didn't lose too much momentum there. Diving it to the bottom, trying to get it to stick. Reagan gives us a huge push up the track. Well, shoved us into the wall. And Logano is now taking the race lead. Caution. As soon as Logano takes the race lead away from Harvick, a caution comes out. And it's the 4th yellow for an incident today. Ricky Stenhouse will get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap, and that'll give us 6 drivers on the lead lap now. And everybody that is a lap down is going to be at least 2 laps down. Well, no, not exactly. It looks like they're going to take the wave around because we got to pit to stay on the same strategy as these leaders. We're going to be borderline on fuel to the end of the stage. We'll have to see if we'll make it or not. But thanks for the comment, for loving the commentary for this one. My take on the Kyle Larson situation. It's unfortunate that it happened to a nice guy with the situation he is stuck in, but unfortunately he put himself in the situation with making, well, what is definitely a stupid decision to have made. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough situation to explain on the fly, I guess, here. In a sense, as far as the whole firing goes, I don't think Chip Ganassi had much else to do with Larson not really having any of his primary sponsors left remaining. They all left him, but they were willing to stick it out with Chip Ganassi, obviously without Larson being their driver, so that's the whole reason he got fired today. As far as the whole suspension goes that led up to that, I think it was the right move on NASCAR's part. I don't think there was a wrong decision in the process of what was going on there, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like a sad thing to watch, though, just in the grand scheme of the sport. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's out of a ride the rest of the season, to be completely honest. because I mean there's really no job openings in the Cup Series, which I don't think he's going to take a lower series ride. So as far as the Cup Series goes, I don't think there's going to be any room for him this year. And then you kind of wonder what spots could open up next season if he does find sponsorship that is willing to come back with him. We saw when AJ Allmendinger left, granted it was a drug-related problem and not like this, but he was gone for a couple years before he made his way back in the Cup Series. So you never know. Yeah, I think he could be back, and I think he will be back, but I think it's going to be a while, unfortunately. He's a great talent, just did a very, very stupid and foolish thing. And he did it on live commentary. I don't know if that was picked up exactly on the NASCAR YouTube channel or not, but I know it was in a bunch of drivers' chats, obviously. So I don't really know that aspect of it, but it's kind of like a quick little bit of what I was thinking about it as the news is breaking by the day. So you can see just how much time we're losing here. Luckily, we haven't had to race with anybody behind us because they really checked up on the start. I think both lines behind us stalled out or spun their tires or something. We finally do have a couple guys that are kind of fighting their way right back up to us again. Maybe some drivers that would have pitted, perhaps. We definitely have 4 fresh Goodyears, though, on the car, but so do the 4 drivers in positions 1 through 4 ahead of us, with Logano, of course, leading the field. Joey was able to win the race off of pit road that time, controlled the pace on the restart. He is still leading right now. So 4 cautions for incident in this race, and we're just over 100 laps in of this 267 lap event. Obviously in the middle of stage 2 here, we're nearing the halfway mark in stage 2 in about another 20 laps or so. And still 3 drivers are out of the race despite the fact we just had our 4th caution, but it looks like whoever that caution came out on that time, they were able to at least stay on the racetrack. Alright, watching from Canada. Pretty cool. Yeah, we've definitely got some subscribers from all over the country here that I'm getting to learn from you guys throughout the course of these live streams. So that's pretty cool to see from pretty much all over the states for the most part, and now expanding into different countries. I think we have a viewer from Mexico on here as well too, so yeah, it's awesome to see. So thanks for subbing, and thanks for the support. So just a heads up for anybody watching right now, the next full race live stream is going to be tomorrow night. It's going to be a little bit earlier start time. We're going to go for 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the next race on the schedule is going to be Daytona for the Coke Zero 400. So that should be a wild and very good race tomorrow night. So I hope to see you guys then as we finish things out here at Chicagoland today. Pretty calm, I guess, moment of the race right now. We're in 5th. We're quite a ways behind the leaders and losing ground as the laps wind on. They just hit a few lap cars here, but they've got quite a big gap before they catch any more. I think there were only like maybe 3 cars that they caught. So we've got 52 to go. Oh, I'm playing on a PS4. Yep, I pretty much had mainly PlayStations as each model has come out. I think the only Xbox I had was when I had the original Xbox when I was a really little kid. I remember playing it. Couldn't tell you all the games I had for it. NASCAR games wise, I do remember that was the console in which I played a lot of the older NASCAR games, like NASCAR 05. I remember playing that quite a bit on there. NASCAR 07 was really the two games I spent the most time on that. But yeah, pretty much ever since I had a PlayStation 2, just kind of worked up to, even had a PSP and then a PlayStation 3, now obviously the 4, and hopefully the 5 coming up soon, as long as I don't have to drain my bank account to go get one. Now, I've got the funding for it. I should be able to upgrade, but I guess we'll just have to see exactly how much it will be. A little mistake again there, getting into 1 and 2. Every now and then, kind of making minor mistakes. I'm not hitting the wall hard, but it's definitely enough to cost me a little bit of time in the corner. And obviously, being this far behind the leaders, you don't want to lose that much time. Not really showing much damage on the car, though. Now we look to the inside on Cody Ware. So Logano and the rest of the field, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, up near the front of the field, of course. They are all hitting lap traffic as we speak. And another caution will come out. So already our 5th caution for incident in this one. Stenhouse went a lap down again. He'll get the free pass once again. And he'll be restarting, obviously, in 6th. So we're going to have to pit, stay on the same pace as these leaders. 4 tires. And repair any damage we've got on the race car right now. So Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, David Reagan, William Byron, and many more are taking the wave around right now. So they are back on the lead lap. And the green flag is going to be back in the air. Here we go once again. Logano and Harvick set the front row. 45 laps to go in stage 2. How long will it take for us to become the fastest car on the track? Because it seemed like we never saw that in the last run. Although it was a shorter green flag run. If it takes that long again, we might not get back to the lead before the end of the stage. Contact with the 31 of Reddick off of turn 2. Still feeling the ramifications of that through 3 and 4 now. McDowell, Buescher are there. Still 3 wide, pretty much all the way through the tri-oval. As they duke it out for the lead up ahead, Busch looking to the inside of Logano off of turn 2. He is there. And as they're side by side for the lead, Harvick and Hamlin are side by side for a third right behind them. And now Logano goes down to the bottom of the block. Kyle Busch to the top side of the track, trying to get the run down the straightaways. Nice crossover move we just made on Chris Buescher. So definitely not a good restart once again for us that time. No, you're fine for, I guess, distracting me while I'm racing. I try my best to just keep on focus, but I really want to see what you guys have for input. Obviously, the races where I have more comments, it's a lot harder to read every single one of them. It just becomes impossible, especially when I'm using the steering wheel tonight. It's a lot harder to look over my shoulder, see what the comments are looking like. But usually when I'm under cautions and anytime I'm on pit road, I definitely try to look at the comment section. That is for sure. Man, even equal tires with these guys ahead of us. You can see Tyler Reddick in 21st, and we are having troubles just trying to hang with him. You can wonder why the leaders are pulling away so rapidly. Reddick, McDowell, Hemrick all in front of us right now. Now we got to run on Reddick, looking to the inside, into turns 3 and 4 as Reddick goes all the way to the top. Slide job to get around him. That's one less car we've got to pass to catch the leaders. Caution is out again. And so now everybody that stayed out of the pits under the last caution to get the wave around can hit pit road this time. And they're actually going to have about 5 lap fresher tires than the top 6, it looks like. So Hamlin. Or sorry, not Hamlin. Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Keselowski, Truex, Byron, Newman, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, David Reagan, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson, all going to hit pit road, get 4 fresh Goodyears, as will we to add on to that, because I just do not feel like not getting any stage points at all here, because it's not looking good for us right now. And Daniel Hemrick will get the free pass in 19th. So just like that, 19 drivers back on the lead lap again. The top 5 stay out of the pits, but only 5 lap fresher tires. I don't think that's really going to be enough here at Chicagoland. But we'll see. Green flag back in the air. 35 laps to go in stage 2. As we have now had our 6th caution of the race already. Eric Jones throwing himself right up the middle again. Pulling the same move Tyler Reddick pulled out on the last restart as Truex tries to get us going on the top side. What a push Martin Truex Jr. gave us. And now here comes our teammate Brad Keselowski giving us a push off of 4 as we get on by Ricky Stenhouse along the outside. And now to the outside of Kevin Harvick as well. Big run coming. Another push from Brad. Now looking down to the bottom. Evasive maneuvers 3 wide down the backstretch going into 3. We're hanging with the leaders this time. Truex about turns us around, but he's just trying to help us out and get us going. Holding up the inside, up the middle goes Blaney, almost getting sandwiched between the 11-20. Contact, and Eric Jones is in the wall. Truex gets into the back of us, now into the side of the one of Kurt Busch, and somehow everybody's able to save it as we stay green. Unbelievable. That was almost a nasty pile-up down the backstretch off of turn 2. A lot of guys lost a lot of ground behind us as we try to keep it going. The top 8 basically all under a blanket right now for the race lead as we're not too far behind. But of course, hungry competitors right behind us, like a Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. On fresh tires, Kyle Larson also behind us. Wow. Wow, Kurt Busch made contact with us that time. We got up into the wall, now into the side of Elliott. Got to get out of the gas now. And a lot more ground lost once again as we slip back, furthest back we've been in the field for a very long time in this race. Back to 16th, still to the inside of Bowman for the 15th position. But a lot of damage on that rear bumper as well as the right side of the car now after hitting the wall multiple times in this tire run. And Eric Jones is now taking the race lead. Still 29 laps left in the stage. We'll see what can go on here. Of course, Eric Jones leading his first laps of the race, and now into the wall again. That time we had help from the 24 of Byron. It was all right on the restart getting up to speed to get that push from behind, but now it's just not working out for us at all. Doing nothing but getting us loose, especially with the rear bumper damage we've already got on the race car. Loose as it is in the corners now. And look at that ground lost. Down to the apron once more on William Byron now. We are there looking now to the middle of the racetrack. Couldn't quite take the full swing to the bottom, and left side's got to the apron again there. Pushing us up the track, and we couldn't quite stay alongside the 24. Ooh, almost made contact with Harvick. This car's so out of control in the middle of the corners. You guys can kind of see the rear bumper wanting to kick out with all the rear bumper damage we're having. Ooh, a little contact with Hamlin now. Down to the bottom, 3 wide. Definitely going to be tough to win this stage here. We'll see if we can maybe catch the race leader, Eric Jones. Just got to keep digging, that is for sure. 22 to go yet. We are up to 9th place, so it's not looking as bad as what it was off the initial restart. And a lot of lap traffic up ahead here as well. Caution again. Looks like Jimmy Johnson, Daniel Hemrick are going to hit pit road. Tyler Reddick will get the free pass this time, so we'll have 20 drivers on the lead lap. We got to hit pit road to repair that damage, that is for sure. So here we go once again, green flag back in the air. Good news is we were able to take 4 fresh tires there. But as well, Jimmy Johnson and Daniel Hemrick on 4 fresh Goodyears too. 18 to go in stage number 2. Kind of a sloppy race here so far. 7 cautions for incident in the first 2 stages already. Looking on the outside again on the restart. Here we are. Oh, big push coming there from Daniel Hemrick right when we repaired the damage. Don't have a ton more. Hemrick really giving us a big push on the top. And here come those 4 fresh tires into fruition. 17 laps to go in stage number 2. Big slide going into 1 and 2. Had to get way out of the gas, but we barely kept it off the wall. Very tight again down the back stretch, squeezing between the wall and Chase Elliott. Hemrick has made a ton of moves on the restart already. So we now look to the outside of him for 11th. If we win the stage, it's going to be because of the pit strategy again. Slight contact with the 1 of Kurt Busch. Three wide now again off the exit of 4. Keeping the run all the way on the top of the track now. 15 laps to go in stage 2. Right behind the 19 of Truex, looking to the inside. Side draft, big run coming now. To the inside of our teammate Logano, as well as Keselowski. We've got about 15 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field. Up to 4th, Larson, Suarez side by side for the lead with Eric Jones right behind him. Now to the top side of the racetrack. Jones looking to make it 3 wide, but he can't quite stick his nose in yet. Off the wall, off of turn 2. Every little time we do that, we're losing so much more ground from the leaders, and now here comes Daniel Hemrick again on 4 fresh Goodyears. He's trying to win stage 2 as we have 13 to go. Blocking him off for the moment. Now to the inside of Jones, sliding up the track. Hemrick trying to work together now. Push off of turn 2, big run down the backstretch. He's still bump drafting us. 3 wide for the lead into turn 3. Trying to get it to stick, and again comes Hemrick. Another big shove. Lets us go as we block him to the start-finish line. 12 laps to go in the second stage. To the bottom for the race lead. He is going to clear us and make the pass. We got a big run. We're able to stay to the outside. Quick side draft now going into 3 again. Here, close to the wall we are running. Trying to get every little ounce of speed out of the race car we can. Hemrick leads at the line with 11 to go. But again, if we stay on the top side of the track, I think that's enough to help us out a little bit here. Crazy how sloppy the race has been, though. Can't really stay on a strategy with how many cautions keep coming out. We'll have to see what the last stage is going to look like. Then again, though, a lot of cautions is kind of helping us out. splitting the pit strategy up because we are just not as fast as the leaders when everybody's on 4 fresh equal tires. So Jimmy Johnson also on fresh Goodyears. He is up to 3rd. We're the only 3 drivers that pit under that last caution. Hemrick still leads with 8 laps to go in stage 2. We can tell the top is working. We're catching him little by little. Down the straightaways. Another big run coming. He's kind of protecting the bottom, running barely off the wall. Now comes up to block us right before we get in the corner, but we stayed in the gas. It really didn't do a whole lot for us. Now he is there, down to the apron now, trying to cross him over at the line. 7 to go. Clearing Hemrick for the race lead going into turn 1. Hemrick back down to the bottom again. A crossover move of his own. Can he clear us off of turn 2? No, he will not. Neck and neck going into turn 3. Can he get back alongside of us? Not quite. Can't get to our bumper either as we catch another lap car of Jamie McMurray. 6 to go in stage number 2. Hemrick got caught behind McMurray, loses more ground. Now about a half second off the lead. Will we stay green to the end of the stage, or will we get yet another caution? Five to go. Trying to sweep the stages here at Chicagoland. First stage was a wild one. This stage, I don't even know what to call it. Been very weird, that is for sure. It's unlike any other race we've had this year as far as how many cautions we have had in the first half of the race alone. Although we are just past halfway now. When we go green to start the final stage, we should have about 104 to go. Out of what started as a 267 lap race, but the cautions have really plagued the speed of this race. Oh, man, another little kiss off the wall. 2 to go. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 2. So just within the last 5 to 6 laps alone, we're going to get out to about a 3.5 second lead on second place Daniel Hemrick. Just like stage 1 off of turn 4 here, Ryan Blaney will win stage 2 as well. At the line. So on to the final stage of the race. We'll have to see how this is going to go. Definitely going to hit pit road here along with everybody else during this stage break. So again, we can run about 62 laps on a full tank of fuel. Michael McDowell will get the free pass under the stage break, so we'll have 21 drivers on the lead lap. Then everyone beyond that point is at least 2 laps down. So might be all the rest of the drivers we'll have back in the lead lap in this race. But yeah, 7 cautions for incident total in the first 2 stages. 3 in the first stage and 4 in stage number 2. Heading into this final stage of the race. Again, we'll see what this will look like. We won the race off of pit road, so that's a good start. We're going to struggle in the short runs here when everybody's on equal fresh tires. So here we go. The green flag is in the air. Here at Chicagoland, 104 laps left to decide now the winner of the race. And who will take the checkered flag? Blocking Daniel Hemrick at least around the inside for right now. I don't know how long this is going to hold on for. Larson, of course, running the top side of the track, trying to get it going. Harvick pulls in behind Hemrick as we lead the opening lap of stage number 3. Drove it in a little too deep, washing up the racetrack. Still able to block Hemrick off on the bottom, and here comes Larson clearing us by a ton on the top. Keselowski trying to help us out. Teammates working together into turn 3. Big run now to the bottom again, and again we drive it in too deep just to wash up the track. Splitting us now 3 wide down to the bottom. Hemrick. Harvick just in front of us side by side. Squeezing up the middle between Suarez and Logano. And now Suarez and Hamlin through 3 and 4. Suarez almost got in the wall. He's carrying a ton of speed down the backstretch, and we're already outside the top 10 now. Into the back of Busch. Going into turn 3, he is loose. But a great save by the 18 as well, sliding in front of the 19. His teammate of Truex to hold on to the 10th spot on the track. Bowman kind of fades back behind us now. He's behind David Reagan. Doesn't feel like we're dropping back too far, at least not yet. We haven't quite made that big mistake yet, though, in this stage outside of slipping up, which cost us the lead, but I think it was only a matter of time before losing the lead anyway. Now the 3 wide in front of us. Kurt Busch, David Reagan, Martin Truex Jr. Really nowhere to go behind him. Just kind of trying to find a line as best as we possibly can. Holding Newman back for now. Looking up the middle. This is going to get tight between the 19 and the 38. Oh, very tight. Had to get way out of the gas again. Almost slid into the 19 of Truex. And we have now dropped back to 17th. Looking back to the inside again on Alex Bowman. Another big push coming. This time from the 88. Down to the apron we go once more. Trying to make it past 3 wide, going into 1 and 2. Chase Elliott going to help us out. Side draft there off of Newman. Trying to clear him now through 3 and 4. Can we get it done? Yes, we will. They almost made contact in front of us again. Kurt Busch, David Reagan, Martin Truex Jr., all three wide. Big run down to the outside of David Reagan. I think we're doing all right here on this restart in particular compared to the rest. Squeezing it here on Kurt Busch, trying not to get in the side of him, but we did anyway. Luckily, he was able to keep it off the wall. And already only 96 laps left now. Quickly, down to the bottom. Slide job on Kurt Busch. That'll move us up to 11th. He's going to be coming, though, after running the top. Down the back stretch. He didn't quite get the run that I expected that time. I think that's because David Reagan might have been under him, side drafting him a little bit. Can't quite get under the 19 yet. Now we're there. Now we're going to clear the 19 of Truex for the 10th spot. So back inside the top 10 once again. Brush off the wall getting into turn 3. That's going to allow Truex to catch us once again. Almost in the wall. And now Martin Truex Jr. going to get back alongside of us. He's on the top, keeping us on the bottom out of our preferred line. Byron still running the top right in front of us. Byron moves just off the top enough to give us a little bit of room. Truex almost pushed us in the wall. That was a close one. Huge run down to the inside of William Byron. For 9th, big side draft there. Almost made contact getting into turn 3. And we're going to hold on with Truex having a big run, looking to the inside. We're going to block him off at the start-finish line. 91 to go. Kevin Harvick is currently the race leader. Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, the next couple guys in front of us, but a hungry Martin Truex, though, looking to pass us for the 9th spot. Couldn't get us that time. Look at that run, though, down the backstretch. Definitely didn't lose nearly as much ground as we usually do there. Now to the outside of Keselowski for position. Couldn't get him that time. Looking to the inside again. 89 to go. We're going to clear Keselowski for 8th. Got a long 7-race win streak here on the season. It's a very hot streak. We were struggling before we hit that hot streak, but it has allowed us to pull quite a big gap in the regular season point standings. That includes winning the first 2 stages here today as well at Chicagoland. A little bit of luck, though, with the cautions, I'm not going to lie. We definitely probably don't have the best car in the field today, but we'll see. We keep getting longer runs like this. It'll help us if we can at least run about 40 laps or so. Try and gain that track position back up that we lose on the restarts. Quick little side draft on the outside now of Eric Jones going into turn number 1. Pulling down the racetrack here, looking to block him off. We're able to do so. So we hold on to 7th. The leaders are in lap traffic as we speak. Larson's now got Parker Kligerman just in front of him. Big run coming by us to the outside. Trying to make the move on the 42 of Larson, who ran to the bottom. Big shot coming there. Trying to get to his inside and side draft him down through the tri-oval as he pinches us down right around the apron. Dive bomb, we're going to complete it for the pass, but now he gives us a push off of turn 2. That'll help us with a little bit better of a run to the back of Suarez now. Entering into turn 3, we are cutting down on the leaders. Arguably getting through the lap traffic a lot better than they are. Really nowhere I could have went with that run. Quickly though, somehow got to the outside of Suarez. Back to the top again through 1 and 2. Oh boy, almost got into the side of Suarez. A little bounce off the wall again. Joshua, how's it going? Glad you can make it here tonight. Just in time to see the majority of this 3rd stage here try to work out. So we have 83 laps to go in the race still. Business is picking up. Harvick has led the majority of stage 3 so far. Almost put it in the wall off of turn 2, carrying so much speed. Staying in the gas. My goodness. Here comes Matt DiBenedetto now. Awkward angle, very low on the track, trying to get underneath the 22 of Logano. We are there side by side. On his left rear corner panel, side drafting him into turn 3. Stuck in the middle. In between Gase and Logano, barely able to clear Gase off of the corner. Logano still there, and now we're all clear and up to 4th. Oh boy. A little too deep there, getting into 1 and 2. I'm surprised that line stuck on the apron, but I think we got a little lucky that time. Kyle Busch is not falling back though from Harvick. He is within a second and a caution. The first caution of the final stage in the 8th now in the race. Hard to tell who exactly was blowing up there. It looks like whoever's in front of Ryan Preece on the inside. Got some guys at the rear of the lead lap pitting this time. Keselowski, William Byron, Kurt Busch, Newman, Elliott, Reagan. Yeah, we might as well pit. There's a lot of guys pitting back there. Of course, we cannot make it on fuel to the end of the stage from here, but... So pretty much everybody from 9th on back hit pit road. We lost 2 spots on pit road to Keselowski and Byron. And the green flag is back in the air once again. Here we go. Top 8 all on older tires. And I'm sure we're going to have another crazy restart coming up as usual right now. Already looking to the inside, 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Big run coming on the bottom. Almost kind of using these guys on older tires as kind of like a pick. We have about 25 lap pressure tires on these guys out in front of us. We try to hold on. Hamlin is kind of caught up now, right behind Harvick. Big run to the top of the track for the lead on the 4. Gonna barely be able to clear him off the corner. Hamlin was on the inside as well. A 3 wide pass for the lead on the top. It'll be an official lead change at the line. Blaney back out in front at Chicagoland. At least for the moment. 75 laps left. Of course, once again, everybody has to pit one more time in this race. Although we pit under that caution, we're about 15 laps short on fuel. And only the top 8 stayed out, so they will likely, if we stay green to the end, they will have to pit before everybody else. So how will that work out strategy-wise? How much time will they lose now, and how much time will they gain by pitting much earlier? Oh boy. A little loose there getting into turn 1. And to get to the bottom, Kurt Busch, first driver on 4 fresh Goodyears to get back into this. He is up to second. David Reagan up to 3rd now. Hemrick back up to 4th. Keselowski in 5th. That is currently the running order as we speak. Kurt Busch is coming a 2.5 seconds off the lead. We got to the lead pretty quick. Only took us 2 laps on the restart to go from that 11th position all the way up to the front, but definitely our best restart of the race, that is for sure. And could be the last one, so it was good timing for it. Still holding about a second ahead of Kurt Busch, at least for right now. But Keselowski is moving through the field. He went from 5th up to 3rd. Now looking on 2nd on Kurt Busch. Still right behind him coming out of turn 4. 70 to go at the line now. We're about to have a 3-car battle for the lead here pretty shortly. I'd like if they started really battling with each other. It might help us pull away a little more. "69 laps remain." Kind of stalled out for the moment, about half a second, a little more than that behind us. Kurt Busch still in 2nd. I think they might be working together here to try and get to me. Not so much try to race each other. Busch goes to the bottom. Keselowski on the top. Brad's going to have a huge run now in the back of the 1. Looking to his outside through the tri-oval now. There comes Keselowski. Big run to the outside of Kurt Busch. Gets alongside of him and gonna try to side draft his way around. That 2 car is fast. Now trying to pinch the 1 down behind us as they still run side by side. Right out of our rear view mirror. Still pinching each other down on the racetrack. It's not going to allow them to get alongside of me for now. They're going to have to clear one another at some point in time, but how long is that going to take? Keselowski goes all the way near the wall now, right behind us. Still side by side, but now Brad might be able to clear him though. He ran a lot higher of a line that time than what he did the laps prior. Problem is he's got to somehow be able to clear him enough to jump to the inside of us if he's going to want a chance, because we're going to stay on the top. Now Keselowski clears the 1 of Kurt Busch. He's up to second. Brad to the bottom of the track, trying a slide job now through 3 and 4. He is there. Side by side for the lead off of turn number 4. Penske teammates going at it. Kurt Busch still in the mix. Huge side draft there. Each of us trying to get every little bit of a pole we can. Keselowski off of turn number 2. Can't clear us yet. Big run now down the back stretch. He's going to have to try another dive bomb going into 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 rather. Still can't clear us, and we're still side by side. What a battle. As we hold on to the lead again at the line. Definitely staying true to the top right now. Can he get us off of turn 2 this time? No, he will not. Kurt Busch fading back even with us battling with each other. That's remarkable. Ooh, a little bit more of a hiccup through 3 and 4. Is that going to be enough? No, still side by side. For about 3 laps in a row now. And each time we've had the bumper in front of him at the line as well. There he goes again. Still not able to clear us. Now Keselowski runs the top right behind us. Maybe trying to set us up through 1 and 2, and maybe he's going to try another dive bomb coming off of turn, or sorry, going into turn number 1 rather. No, he's going to lose a little bit of ground. Oh, he got a big entry into turn 1 on us that time. He seems to be a little bit better in 1 and 2 than what he is in 3 and 4. $61 to go. Slightly pulling away for Brad now, about a half a second ahead of him. I don't think we officially lost the lead at all there, because I'm pretty sure we beat Keselowski back to the line every time we were side by side. It was definitely a tough battle, and they were coming on strong there, but he could not complete the pass on us. So we now try to drive away. He's trying every lane he can, but I think he used up all of his equipment. But he is still looking like he should be able to hold on to second. 59 laps to go. So my favorite driver, as I saw in the comment section down there, my current favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. I kind of grew up as a Greg Biffle fan for some random reason when I was a kid. Just kind of clung on to those Roush guys, and I guess I rooted for Biffle week in and week out. But yeah, so right now I'm a Blaney fan. I was a Biffle fan all the way up till he retired. And Ryan Blaney's first full season in the Cup Series for the Wood Brothers was the first year that Greg Biffle was not in the Cup Series. So it's kind of like a perfect transition. Okay, I'm looking for a new driver. I'm going to choose Ryan Blaney. The reason why I chose Ryan Blaney is because I'm actually familiar with the Blaney family, as I had rooted for his uncle Dale Blaney sprint car racing, because my grandparents would take me down to the sprint car track when I was younger quite often, and I would always go to Dale Blaney's hauler. For some apparent reason, I kind of clung on to him as my favorite driver. We always used to get pit passes, so I would always be down there in the garage area near Dale Blaney. And sure enough, his nephew Ryan is in the Cup Series now. So it was just like a perfect transition there. So I'm like, obviously I'm going to be a Blaney fan. So I'm all in on Ryan Blaney when it comes to merch and everything else. I'm definitely a diehard Blaney fan. Oop. Another big bob on the apron, sliding way up the track. Had to get out of the gas before we hit the wall. So I was consistent with running the top there for a little bit, but then I had to come down the track because Jamie McMurray was up there. So I had to get around him. So 55 laps to go. Pit window is open, and it has been open for at least a few laps now for sure. Nobody has hit pit road yet, though those drivers, the 8 that stayed out under the last caution, they can make it right around anywhere between about 41 to go at the latest. They can make it 41 laps left in the race before they have to hit pit road. That's about the longest they can make it on fuel, factoring in that caution we had, plus the caution laps in between stages 2 and 3. So 4 drivers are now DNF'd in the race despite the 8 cautions in this race. And 3 of which were all taken out in the first stage in each of the first 3 cautions. And somehow nobody was taken out in stage 2 despite having 4 cautions there, and then the 1 caution of this stage took another driver out. So that is where we stand on that. Kurt running order, Ryan Blaney in the lead, about 4.5 seconds ahead of teammate Brad Keselowski. Kurt Busch running in 3rd, Chase Elliott in 4th place, Ryan Newman rounding out the top 5. That top 5 running order is a little different than what you might have seen for the majority of the race. You got faster guys. The top 8 stayed out under the last caution, while everybody behind from 9th on back had hit pit road. That included us. We are currently in the race lead, of course, and you do have some really fast drivers in the field. Truex being one of those drivers, about to go a lap down right now, so this strategy is not working out for him, at least for the moment. And if a caution comes out now while he's trapped a lap down, that would be even worse, because I would have to imagine everybody's going to hit pit road if we get another caution here, because we can now make it to the end of the race on fuel with that pit window being open. Eric Jones, another fast car, going a lap down. Kyle Larson is going to be next on that list. finally kind of kissed the wall up there just a little bit. Coming off of turn 2. Quite surprised though, this final stage has only seen 1 caution despite 7 in the first 2 stages combined. And we already only have about 48 laps to go, as this race is kind of flown by despite having quite a bit of cautions in this race. As we are coming up on about the 2-hour mark in this one. Started the race right about 8:36, 8:37-ish Eastern Standard Time. Started the live stream at about 8:30. Of course, before I ended up starting the live stream, gave a shout out to all of the subscribers and all the fans that watch my videos week in and week out. Wow, that was very tight getting through the middle there, but we got it done nevertheless. But yeah, anyway, just hit 100 subscribers on the YouTube channel yesterday morning is when I hit for the first time. And so again, just thanks for everybody supporting me throughout the course of this channel, as it really does mean a lot. Try to communicate with you guys as best as I can throughout the course of the stream, while still trying to give you guys a realistic feel with the broadcast commentary over the course of these longer races. So again, just appreciating it. And take it one step at a time, but hopefully we got a lot more content to come, especially this week in the near future, having full race live streams, 1 race in each of the next 6 days, with this being the first day in that stretch. LSU Superfan, no, I am running with my PS4 here. I do not have an Xbox. And thanks for joining once again here tonight. Largest lead that we have had in this race by far ourselves here. Almost 16 seconds on Keselowski right now. I think we're going to try a little bit of a pit strategy here and coming onto pit road very, very soon. Very surprised the leaders are all still out there as we run. They have went almost as far as I could have imagined they could have went on a full run. We have now caught the 11th place driver of Joey Logano. Harvick going to hit pit road. He's going to be the first of those drivers that stayed out to hit pit road. As we speak, more coming down now right behind him. Oh man, almost got into the back of Cody Ware. Had to check up for a second off of turn 2. That got pretty narrow pretty fast. Gonna stay out this lap. I'm gonna pit this time by, trying to stay on the same strategy as those guys that just pitted, not to give them too much of an advantage here. Again, everybody does have to pit before the end of the race, so we're gonna pit this time by on strategy, plus it kind of splits the stage into half with what we had left versus what we still have remaining. The caution, last caution came out with 80 to go. We'll have 40 laps left at the line this time. So on to pit road for what could be our final stop of the race if we stay caution free. Bowman runs into the side of us as we try to get onto pit road. He's into the wall hard upside down through the tri-oval. He gets creamed by Bubba Wallace and I believe Cody Ware. Jimmy Johnson will get the free pass. A nasty wreck through the tri-oval. What happened there? I was obviously on the bottom of the track trying to get the brakes locked down. Almost missed pit road, and I don't know if Bowman was trying to pit there too and missed his box or what happened. Crazy situation in this one. And we were on pit road at the time of the caution, so we could take fuel and tires without having to lose any spots, so we'll restart in the lead. But that was a close call on our behalf, but I don't know what happened with Bowman there. My goodness, green flag back in the air again. 37 laps to go. And probably one of the more violent wrecks that we have had over the course of this season, to say the least. And now it's time to decide who's going to win the race. Here comes Kurt Busch on the restart, looking for the bottom. So we try to pull off the block. We do. Back to the top. Byron is coming. Oh, we overdrove that corner by a lot. Busch going to get under us now for the lead. Side by side. Right behind him. Here comes Byron to the top. He is there. David Reagan now behind us. Gives us a little bit of a push. He gets to the inside. Contact now with the 24. Reagan goes sliding back through the field. We were 4 wide. And we lose a ton of spots once again on the restart. Back to 5th. With a lot of cars in between us. Kurt Busch is now the race leader, as we are 3 by 3 on the restart in front of us now with 35 laps left in the race. 4 wide now. Logano to the bottom. Larson in the mix as well. Kyle Busch. Newman almost gets pinched to the wall on the very outside. And here comes Keselowski now behind us. What a crazy race. Keselowski on the top. We'll give it to him. He's faster right now. We'll see if we can get him back later, maybe even follow him through the traffic. That'll move us back to 6th. Harvick up there. He is just past Kurt Busch. If we could have stayed green and actually cycled everybody through the pits, I think we would have had a lot better chance of winning instead of having this restart and falling way behind these guys. Here comes Daniel Suarez, giving us a push. Wow. Losing a ton of spots again. David Reagan now down to the bottom. And again, just cannot stick the inside. Overdriving the corner. Reagan now going to get by us. Chase Elliott's going to follow him and get to the inside. Bowman closing up behind us, as well as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And as these laps wind down, currently back to 8th. Bowman is 4th position as well here. We are still 3 wide. And now they're clear of us. Down to the bottom, going to try to bump trap Stenhouse. Working together to now get on by the 88. Oh, Stenhouse loose in the corner. Contact now. Bowman runs into the back of him. Alex Bowman, cause of that last caution, getting under us while we were trying to come onto pit road again. Not sure if he was trying to get onto pit road as well. He didn't make it. He flipped. He is still in this race and trying to pass us back for 8th. And William Byron is now taking the race lead away from Kurt Busch. Byron trying to win his first career race and lock himself into the playoffs here at Chicagoland. He is 29 laps away from doing so, as we fall now about 4 seconds off the lead and quite a few cars in between us and the race leader. Bowman helping us out on the top, trying to give us as much speed down the straightaways as possible with these pushes. At least he's letting off in the perfect time, though. Halfway down the backstretch, letting us roll into the corner, getting back to us on the exit. But now we have pulled about a half second ahead of him. Can I get an Xbox? Unfortunately, I do not plan on getting an Xbox. Riding it out with this PS4 here, especially with the PS5 coming out fairly soon, next fall, I would imagine. I think is the release date on what they're planning. I would assume right around Christmas time, but probably end up upgrading to that at some point in time, if not right away. Probably before next NASCAR season for sure. .26 to go. I'm honestly getting a little nervous as these laps wind on. I don't know if we're losing any. Yeah, we're still losing ground to the leaders. Oh, car on the wall in front of us. That is going to bring out a caution, perhaps. Yes, it does. Daniel Hemrick will bring out the yellow. Caution number 10 for incident. Suarez will get the free pass in 14th, and we'll bunch him up once again late in this race. Wow. Well, time to breathe a little bit. Still don't know if we've got the fastest car on the track. They were still pulling away from us on the run there, but now as we get a lot more guys on the lead lap here, we've got some faster cars behind us as well that were ahead of Byron at the time of the caution that got their laps back. I know Harvick was one of those guys. I think Logano might have been as well. So here we go. Green flag back in the air again. 22 laps to go to decide the winner of the race. 3 wide down to the bottom on the restart. A great restart. Keselowski pulls down in front of us. Trying to bump draft to get him going. He's sideways. We got to his left rear. Not a good place to push him. That was almost an accident. 4 wide behind us again. Oh my goodness. Eric Jones down to the bottom. They're still 4 wide. Are they going to make it off of turn 4? They do. Johnson giving us a little bit of a push. Hemrick. He's on 4 fresh tires now. He is looking for the lead perhaps. Into the wall off of turn number 2. Reagan trying to help us out. Still 3 wide back through the pack. And William Byron is still the race leader. Wow, he just barely blocked off Alex Bowman that time. 20 to go. We near the end of this one. Logano, he's got a fast car trying to work his way on up now. Hemrick going for the race lead. Another brush off the wall. Truex gave us a great push though. He got us going. Big run through the tri-oval. All the way down to the apron. Look at the passes we're making that last lap at the line. Slide job on Newman up to 4th. Newman about turns us, but he's going to stay hooked to our bumper as we complete the run to the inside of Kurt Busch now. Side draft down the backstretch up to 3rd. William Byron. Big run coming on him now. Rear bumper damage on the back of this 12 car as we get to the inside of Byron now for 2nd with 18 to go. Slide job through 1 and 2. We're easily going to clear him. And about a second and a half behind Hemrick, who caused the last caution and got into the wall. Looked like he might have blown a right front. Luckily, he was already on the top side of the track, so it softened the blow that much more when he hit the wall. Therefore, he's not only in the race, he pitted for fresh tires, and he's back out in front with 17 to go. So can we run him back down? Now the question as always, will we stay green to the end of the race also? We'll just have to see. We've had 3 cautions in the final stage. We had 3 back in stage 1 and 4 in stage 2, all for incident. Gives us 10 total cautions for incident on the day. Coming off of a race at Sonoma in which we had 3 the entire race. 10 at Michigan as well. And only 1 at Pocono. That's how the last 3 races have gone as far as the cautions go. Once again, we go to Daytona tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Will be the next full race live stream on the channel. That should be a wild one. Hemrick still slightly pulling away from us. Staying smooth with the top. Logano's up to 3rd place now, and he's only about a second behind us. Logano, remember, he's arguably the 2nd fastest car in the field when everybody's on a longer run, just because of how great his short run car is. He had a slight little rub off the wall there. Through 3 and 4 that last time. Trying to run the top as best as we can. That definitely cost us enough time. We are now 2 seconds back in the lead. I don't know if we were going to have anything for Daniel Hemrick anyway. You can see how much time we're gaining on the straightaways, but him being on fresh tires is so much more of an advantage that we could have right now. I don't know if that's going to be enough for us to catch him. We've got 13 to go now. Though there is a good chance, if we stay green to the end, we will catch lap traffic before the end of this race. Oh, another brush off the wall, getting into 3. We were stuck like glue. We couldn't get off of it that time. Got another car blowing up. It looked like it might have been Kyle Larson. But he's on pit road, so we stay green. 12 to go. Get our close to the wall. We ran through 3 and 4. These last 2 laps, we have gained a grand total of 0.4 of a second. We've got 11 to go. Can't say we're not giving up. Or I should say, you can't say we're not giving up. You can't say we have given up. That's what I meant to say. Trying to put our best lap times of this entire race together here on a little bit older tires and a little bit of rear bumper damage. I kind of wants to sling this car a little bit looser than what I wanted in the corners. But we've just got to deal with it at this point in the race. We are running down the 8 of Daniel Hemrick. At this point, lap traffic probably looming in the next couple laps. Either our pace is quickened or Hemrick's is slowing, and it might be a little bit of both. At the line, we've got 9 to go. Just 1 second back in the lead. I don't think Hemrick's going to be able to hold on unless he pulls off some aggressive blocks, which wouldn't be impossible. Hemrick looking for his first career win in the Cup Series. Spot for the playoffs on the line with 8 to go at Chicagoland. Had to get out of the gas a little more through 1 and 2 there. Almost put it in the wall again. Hemrick about to catch his first lap car of the run. Which lane will he choose? Which lane will the lap car choose? Lap car McMurray chooses the top. Woo boy. Scary moment there. We lost a little bit of ground again. Got to keep digging. 7 to go. To the bottom. More like the middle line on McMurray there. 2 lap cars now side by side in front of Hemrick. He's got nowhere to go. Boxed in, going into turns 3 and 4. What lane will he choose? He's in the middle. To the outside. Blaney to the lead off of turn 4. 6 to go at the line. Hemrick still caught behind the 2 lap cars as we snuck by 3 wide, taking him to the top. And now trying to pull away to the finish. Just hoping that we stay green. And if we win this race off of that pass, you could say that all 3 stages of this race ended almost exactly the same, with us winning the stage and all in passes within the last 10 laps of the stage. All in similar fashions too, a somewhat late restart. Enough for us to have enough tires on our run. Enough laps on our tires during the course of the run to have a fast enough car to keep up with and pass the leaders late. And that was the same way all 3 stages are looking like they're going to come to an end as long as we stay green for these final few laps. At least long enough to get to the white flag to show that the next flag will end the race, whether it would be the yellow or the checker. We've got 3 to go here at Chicagoland. Looking to keep the win streak alive going into Daytona tomorrow night. Much like Sonoma, this one wasn't easy and we had to fight late, but we're going to have 2 to go now at the line, just 1.5 miles away from the white flag. Look at the young drivers rounding out the top 5, all under the age of 30. Blaney, Hemrick, Logano, Byron, and Jones. Into 3 and 4, trying to make it a sprint to the white flag. Are we going to get there? Yes, we will. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. The win streak will continue into Daytona tomorrow night. And a big points day, winning both stages in the process. Checkered flag in the air up at turn 4. Ryan Blaney wins it at Chicagoland. It was a pretty nice race here tonight, if I do say so myself. Awesome. Victory burnout is concluded here at Chicagoland. Let's look at the race analysis. 2 hours and 13 minutes is the total elapsed time here on this race, as we got the win over Daniel Hemrick by roughly 6.5 seconds to 7 seconds by the end of the race. Joey Logano 3rd, William Byron 4th, Eric Jones 5th, Kurt Busch in 6th, Martin Truex Jr. 7th, Brad Keselowski in 8th place, Ryan Newman 9th, and Daniel Suarez rounding out the top 10 here in this one. With 14 drivers finishing on the lead lap at the end of the race, and 5 drivers DNFing: Ricky Stenhouse Jr., BJ McLeod, Eric Almirola, Brendan Gaughan, and Ryan Truex throughout the course of this one. We, once again, pulling away quite mightily in the point standings here. 14 wins on the year, but very few of them have came very easily, as we have had to fight through these races, showing off our strengths here. Although it might not seem like all races are on 105 AI difficulty, you can tell a race like today was probably not the best day for us, but the cautions played out our way and helped us out a ton. Having a lot more split strategies, so to say. Joey Logano had the fastest lap at 30.027. We led 107 of the 267 laps in the race, which that's actually quite surprising. Did not think I led that much. Of course, we started at the rear of the field, made it kind of difficult on ourselves there from 38th to 1st. Boyer had the toughest break. He started on the front row in 2nd and finished back in 22nd come race end. That is going to be all here for this one. As always, for more daily NASCAR content, hit the subscribe down below. Again, we just hit 100 subscribers yesterday morning. I almost said last night. It was yesterday morning we had hit that. So again, thanks for the support that you guys bring me throughout the course of these streams. It's nice that you guys are enjoying the content as well as the commentary throughout the course of these full-length races. I will keep them coming. Again, Daytona tomorrow night. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central Time. I hope to see you guys then. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the race and or the commentary over the course of this video as well today. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. I appreciate it as always. And I'll see you guys next time.